Hello and welcome to this tutorial. I'm going to explain how to use SketchUp. So SketchUp is a software for creating your 3D models, mostly used for architecture, interior design. In our case, we're going to use it for developing models for games. So I'm going to go ahead and click on tutorial. Tutorial is provided by SketchUp. So here we're going to recreate this building. Okay, so first of all, we're going to follow these scenes. So these scenes explain what to do. Okay, so first of all, it's going to explain how to look around, how to navigate the space. So we have our orbit tool. So you can click and move it like this. You can also do the same by clicking middle mouse button and moving around your mouse. Then we have pan tool, so we can pan around just like that. You can achieve the same by middle click plus shift, so you can pan, and also you can zoom, so you can either click here and click and drag, or you can just scroll your mouse just like that. So that's what I'm using for looking around my view. Okay, so we are going to recreate this particular building in here. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to create the foundation. So I'm going to click from here to here, and here's my foundation. Now I'm going to click on select tool, click on this plane, and you can see it's selected. Once it's selected, I will use a push tool, push and pull tool, to give it some height. Okay, so now we have a box. In the next step, we're going to create a bisector from here to here using a line tool. Okay, so I selected the line tool, and notice how when I move around the line tool, the highlight slightly changes. So on corners it snaps and becomes green, in the middle intersection it becomes blue, and whenever it's not like aligned to anything, it's red. So I just want to do the perfect midpoint intersection, a bisector, so from here to here. Okay, so this is how I created my ridge for my roof, and now I'm going to go ahead and select that and use move tool to move it upwards. Okay, so if I move it upwards, you can see it doesn't do it perfectly. Okay, so what you need to do is click and move it upwards while holding up key on your keyboard. Okay, now we can go ahead and do the next step, which is offset. So I'm going to select offset, and I can do it outwards or inwards. So I'm just going to try to match it how it looks in the picture. So I'm going to do that. Then I'm going to select the inwards part, and I'm going to use push and pull tool to extrude it. So I can do it either outwards or inwards. I'm going to go ahead and replicate it, so it looks something like this. The next step is to create a window. Yep. So we're going to go ahead and create the window. So whenever you use a plane tool, it always aligns to the object's plane. So for example, if I were to draw a window here, it will be positioned here. If I was to draw it on the roof, it will be aligned to the roof. Okay, now I'm going to undo that, so I'll just press Ctrl Z, and I'm going to finish my window. So I'll do that by clicking on here and extruding it inwards, just like that. So at this point our tutorial is finished. However, I want to do a little bit more and recreate this building right here. Okay, so just add a little bit more extra parts, a little extension. So to do that, I'm going to use a plane tool. I'm going to draw from here to here. Again, I will extrude it outwards, just like that. Then I will follow very similar steps, and I will draw a bisector here. Okay, and I will move this ridge upwards. So I will click on it, I will click on move tool, and then look, when I move up, it doesn't quite move up. So you want to hold the up key on your keyboard so it moves up perfectly, right? And you can see when I'm doing that, it creates extra geometries that I don't need. Okay, so let's just fix that. So I'm going to just do this, and then I'll press Ctrl Z to get back to my original shape, and I'm going to add some of my geometry just to kind of assist SketchUp a little bit. So I'm going to go from here to here. Oh, wait. Let's do it diagonally like that. So 1, 2, 3. So I added 3 lines along the roof, just like that. And when I will move my line now, it should act a little bit better. So again, I'm moving it up, and I'm pressing up key on my keyboard. Okay, and you can see you can decide the height here. You can also, if you move your cursor and align it to the ridge, you can align it to the same height as the other objects. So for example, the rooftop in this case. Okay, so if I do that, it will create pretty nice geometry. So it's a little bit wrong here, we can fix it. But on this side it looks correct. So let's just fix this part. So I will use select tool, and I will select the parts that I don't want. So I will select this, and I'll press delete, and I'll select this, I'll press delete, and I'll select that line in between, and I'll remove that too. Okay, and now we'll fix it by using a line tool. So whenever you use a line tool and you draw from point to point, you are effectively creating faces that fill in between, just like that. See? And this looks more or less like what I wanted to achieve. You can now go ahead and like clean up your geometry, so you can remove all the lines that do not contribute to the shape of your model. So in my case it's that. You can maybe use offset tool, just like so, and the extrude tool to kind of like make it consistent, and just play with the different tools. Okay, so this is the first tutorial. In the next tutorial we'll cover other techniques, but for now just try to recreate this building, and that's it.